Which one is faster between the 2.8 GD6 and the old school 1KD Toyota engine? To answer that question, the GD6 is faster. So if you're trying to race, 1KD against GD6, then you're always going to lose. This is one of the questions that somebody asked on the video that I did about the 2.4 versus the 2.8. So today I thought that we could do a video about the differences between the 2.8, which is the current engine that we have in the Fortuner and the Hilux, and the old school 1KD, which was the 3-liter D4D engine. So let's get into the details of what makes these two platforms different, and also what will work for you if you're trying to decide whether you should buy the new generation of the Fortuner or the Hilux, or you should go with the old one, and what will work for your application and what exactly you want to do with the vehicle. So let's talk about these two engines. So first things first, let me run you through the basic specs of each of these engines. The 1KD is a 3-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder diesel that makes around 170 horsepower and 400 newton meters of torque. And then you also get the 1GD, which is also a 4-cylinder turbocharged diesel engine, but this one is a 2.8. And for the first generations that we got in around 2016, you're getting about 174 horsepower, which wasn't that different from a KD, but some of the revised versions or the latest generations can make up to 200 horsepower and 500 newton meters of torque. So already on paper, just as expected, the newer generation makes more power and more torque, even though it is running on a smaller capacity engine. So let's go over the basics of the engine construction. Both of these have a cast iron block and they have an aluminum head. Now, when it comes to the timing of these engines, that's where you start to see that there is a difference between the older generation and the newer generation. The 1KD gets a timing belt. This is basically used for a quieter operation. But it also has a limited service time, so you have to replace it after about 150,000 kilometers. Some will require even at 90,000 kilometers, you replace the timing belt. So it does give you a quieter operation, but it's a part that you have to really pay attention to because it doesn't last the life of the engine. The 1GD, on the other hand, replaced the timing belt with a timing chain. A timing chain is obviously stronger and more durable. It does make more noise in operation, and you do start to get issues like a stretched timing chain, but this is after much longer operation. These chains can go 200,000, 250,000 without any issues, and if you do your maintenance properly, they last basically the life of the engine up to 300,000 kilometers, never having to change or replace the timing chain. When it comes to the compression ratio of these engines, that's where you see another difference. You've got the 1KD, which had a 7.9 to 1 compression ratio, and you have the 1GD, which has a 15.6 to 1 compression ratio. So a significant drop in the compression ratio there. When it comes to the 1GD, because of improvements on the turbocharger and the injectors on the engine, it doesn't have to run such a high compression ratio to be able to ignite fuel, especially at cold starts. So what are the benefits of them also running a lower compression ratio? You're getting less stress on the components inside the engine, but also it reduces the noise that the engine makes. That distinctive vibrating and rattling kind of sound that the diesel engine makes is partly caused by the high compression ratio that the KD has. Basically, that lower compression ratio is part of the reason why a GD6 sounds so nice and quiet and even drives a lot smoother because it has a lower compression ratio. So less stress on the metal parts moving inside the engine, giving it that nice quiet sound. So let me expand a bit more on the injectors and the turbocharger in this vehicle. So the 1KD has the older style solenoid type injectors. These injectors were pretty much cutting edge at the time that they were put into the KD series of engines. That should have been in the early 2000s, but now they're considered old and they're just not efficient enough to keep up with what is required for Euro emissions of this time, and also the fuel efficiency and power that we want to see in these cars. So the GD6 gets the newer type piezo injectors. Both are still made by Denso. These are much faster and much more accurate in how they atomize and deliver fuel to the engine. But of course, with the addition of, this new technology with the piezo injectors, it makes these injectors a little bit more sensitive to using bad fuel. So if you're going to go for the GD6, then just make sure that you have access to good quality fuel, because these cars also come with a DPF system, and the DPF system also ends up suffering if you are using low quality fuel. Also, when it comes to replacing these injectors, when it comes to the 1KD, you just have to buy yourself those new injectors that you need if you need to replace injectors. Put them inside the engine, run the car, and it will run just fine. But when it comes to the GD6, if you're going to have to replace injectors, then you need to make sure that you have access to a diagnostic tool that can code those injectors, the new injectors, to the EC. So you can't just throw in a new set of injectors and just start this thing and run it. They have to be coded to the engine. So that adds a little bit more of complexity to the engine. The turbocharger has also been upgraded on the GD6. They're both using a variable nozzle turbos. And basically, when you look at the KD, the system was good for the time. But when it comes to the GD6, it's a much better system. You don't get turbo lag when it comes to the GD6. You get power pretty much instantly, but when it comes to the KD, you can still feel that there is that turbo lag before the power now comes on and you're running at full boost and getting the maximum power from your engine. So the variable nozzle turbo on the GD6 is better, and that's part of the reason why it can make more torque and also make more power than the KD that it replaces. All right, so just to wrap it up here, which one is better between the KD and the GD6 for what you want to do? If you're going to be doing work for long periods of time in remote areas and you want, any mechanic with basic tools to be able to put your car together, if something goes wrong, then definitely go for the 1KD. It's still a very strong and still very reliable platform. I still vouch for that engine any day. Get that if you're going to be doing work for long periods of time in remote areas. That's not to take away from the fact that the GD6 is still a very reliable platform. Yes, Toyota has added, more sensors and, there's more, higher quality parts that are being used on this car, but that doesn't make it any less reliable. It's just that for me, I feel like Africa's access to, reliable technology that can repair the newer vehicles is kind of lagging behind. So cars are getting more advanced, but our mechanics are not able to keep up with just how advanced these vehicles are becoming as they are being shipped out here. But as our access to technology improves, even a GD6, you will be able to go and work with this car in rural areas and not have to worry about not finding a mechanic who can code your injectors, for example. You will still have access to that. But for the time being, while we're a bit slower to adapt to these things, it's better that you just go with what will work for you, which would be a KD if you're working in rural areas, and then get a GD6 if you're doing more of your city runs and you have access to people who can do the repairs on these cars. But still, at the same time, if you want to do like your city runs and then do a couple of weeks out in the bush, this thing is still solid, still very reliable. And the Hilux and the Fortuner are part of Toyota's flagship cars, so they really make sure that these things are still reliable when they're making them. So yeah, those are just my thoughts on the GD6 and the 1KD. Have you owned a GD6 and a KD? What are your thoughts? Let us know in the comment section below what your experience was, and just some advice that you would give somebody who wants to buy a GD6 or a KD. Otherwise, it's been Mr. Patrick, guys, and until the next video, take care and drive safe.